My top 5 rappers are number 5, I'm going to say Twista. Number 4, I'm going to say Eminem. Number 3, Kanye West. Number 2, Ludacris. So much pressure because he's very new.
Oh, Lord. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to do it.
What am I do?
You're not putting Toby up there.
Pin Toby number 1.
As your number 1 rapper, greatest rapper of all times. And you're a Drake fan. Drake is nowhere on that list.
Oh, I forgot about Drake. I definitely freestyled it.
Welcome to Random Ass Conversations with Twilla and Dion.
Yes, she's the top billing, Twilla and Dion.
I mean, it's like it's shared.
No, apparently you realize that you are higher on the stock market and you're ready to buy more of Twilla's stock. And Dion is still at hold.
Yeah, I just kind of figured since Lack came first in our business name that Twilla can come first in our podcast.
There it is.
You feel it?
I feel it with both hands at Blue Ivy and Seuss and Spa.
Blue Ivy is Beyonce's kid.
Blue Ivy, I mean
Glenn
Ivy.
Yep.
Which is Beyonce's son.
Do-do-doom.
No, it's no doom. Let me live, yo. Let me live.
Yo, I've been meaning to check in on you. I heard that I guess fast food restaurants are having a sauce shortage.
Oh!
And I know that you happen to love Chick-fil-A, the Chick-fil-A sauce.
That ain't no happen to. I wish you would have warned me or prepared me for this question because, as you know, I do have a couple tubs Chick-fil-A sauce in the refrigerator.
I got you an extra one.
Oh, what is happening? Why do you do me like this? Why? If you gave me snaps. If you gave me like a box of this for Christmas, everything else would be obsolete. PlayStation 5, Beats by Dre earphones, Oculus. It's this right here. Because this will last you so much longer. This will give you so much more satisfaction.
You're the reason why the shortage is happening.
Absolutely.
They're like,
Hold
Dion.
on, you brought this to me. So where did you get this from?
Because I don't use that much sauce. So I get one, and then I'd be like, I'm not going to use it. I'll give it to Dion.
And that's the problem with most people in this world, man. They just let me get some more of those sauces. For what?
Dion be like, let me get 10 of those.
Yep. And I use it on fries and other items from Burger King, McDonald's. It's because the other sauces don't make sense. Chick-fil-A sauce is a universal sauce for any sort of savory food.
I heard you used it on a salad before.
I 100% use this. What you mean heard? You saw it and you participated with it.
Not fully on board, but it was the dressing that was there at that time.
Yeah, and I said, guess what that special sauce is? And you was like, what is it? Is it honey mustard? I was like, nah, it's that young filet.
Yeah, I did participate.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of, you named all those fast food restaurants. This weekend, I've been doing I'm more grown now, so I've been going
more
to
grown.
Versus before
what?
I was grown.
Versus what?
Grown.
As in.
Before I was grown, now I'm more
going the
grown.
opposite direction?
More grown.
Okay.
So this is grown, more grown, and then that's most grown. I'm more grown right now.
Okay.
And I've been getting my little nice restaurants on, places that most people would go to. But honestly, I've been broke for way too long, so I wasn't affording these places.
Right. It's time to splurge.
Gotta splurge a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I've been discovering these fancy tail restaurants.
Fancy tail?
Are delicious.
Okay.
I get it.
That's the point.
The food tastes fresh. The quality of food is so much better. And then when you go back and, you have this place for dinner and then you roll up to McDonald's and you be like, am I eating cardboard?
Yeah. Because I really believe, because I haven't had the privilege to exclusively eat fresh food all my life. And I feel like the origin of real food is when it's at its freshest, at its no MGO and
All the
steroids, processed when all those stuff is included. That's the, because obviously people doing that for a big buck, but to save a buck. But I feel like when you get those real organic, like farm-fed foods, you live a lot longer, and that's why I feel like Adam and Eve lived to like 500 years old because they had the freshest of the fresh
out the garden, just created.
It would blow my mind if there was a person who was tested.
That sounds like a train.
Yeah, I thought that was the devil getting upset talking about the fresh food. Like, don't talk about the forbidden fruit. I feel like if there was a study of somebody was like, we want to have your baby to eat nothing but organic foods for the rest of their lives, and they can't stray away from anything else, they will last.
I mean,
distance.
I mean, like, we see that. I might even say with like our grandparents and people before, like, so even if they were eating like the soul food,
right?
The soul food came off the farm. Like, my grandma never went to the store to get collard greens.
Right.
Like, it came straight from the farm.
Yeah.
It would be in a bushel, and I mean, like, until like forever, I've never seen her get collards from the grocery store. And so it's just also like, food deserts are real. I'm so glad you said I never had the privilege, or for so long I didn't have the privilege of eating fresh foods, because it is a privilege in this country. And like, it's so easy for people to make offhanded comments like, if you eat fast food or if you eat junk food, then, you don't care about yourself, or that's the reason why you have health problems. True, but also like, this food is cheaper. It's
convenient.
It's
not even about the cheapest. Convenient.
For a lot of people, eating off the dollar menu is like life. Right. And it's also like availability. There's some places that don't have grocery stores,
right?
Or like, like you go to like the little corner store where you can get bags of chips and stuff. So it's like fresh food is not always an option. So people coming through with those statements need to really.
Where was I at today or yesterday? It was a place where it was a neighborhood I was at. It was no fast food restaurants. I was driving. I was like, man, I just need like some fries or something. I was like, I just need to go to a drive-thru and pick up something because I had a long drive. No fast food restaurants. And I was like, this is the privilege of being in privileged neighborhoods of like, you want to eat healthy, you gonna have to go to the hood to get that bad food. I feel like fast food was the drug dealers of the food company, because it's like, we gonna get them hooked on cheap, convenient food that is 25% the actual food. Burgers are 100%, but we gonna sell them burgers at 25%.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's gonna be like clay.
And now you got kids who are like
addicted to it.
Addicted, and then taste the real thing and be like, that's nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, that's because that's what they've been conditioned to and what they're used to. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we even stated like on Can Kids Cook?
Yes.
We have the kids doing HelloFresh, and we've actually, had the opportunity to do that more steadily. And even then, it's like that food I would prefer to eat than fast food.
Right.
Because it just, I mean, I don't know how fresh it is.
You got to stretch your palate.
Yeah.
You have, like, if you're only eating burgers, burritos, spaghetti, the template pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah. If you're only eating that, it's really difficult, because you're training your mouth up. This is what good is, or this is what this is why I enjoy it. When you like, I don't even know what that is. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
You're already like, I'm not going to like this.
Oh, there's some foods that I won't order, and I'm not ashamed to say this, because I can't pronounce it. What's that then? Niçoise salad or something like that. It's the NIC with the little French comma at the bottom. And I'd be like,
you don't know what it is? That's why you want to order it?
I know what it is, but I'm like, I don't know how to say it. It has to be like that. Can I get that right there?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like if I'm in person, yeah.
I'm sure if you seen the ingredients in McDonald's fries, you'd be like,
well, yeah. And I'm not like when I see it, I'd be like, I don't know if I really want to taste that, only because it says salad and it has like potatoes on it, and I'm like, what is happening? But
so I must admit, before Young Twills over here, I was that person. I was very basic. Twills, it was like a couple years. We were like every week we're gonna challenge your taste buds to something different, and we went to like different restaurants. First time having sushi with Twills,
and now you love it.
It's not loving it. I enjoy it. It's not like I'm like, yo, let's get some sushi.
I didn't say you were addicted.
Yeah. We had Japanese food, right? We had real Chinese food. We had Korean barbecue. We had what's Bayochin?
Kyochen? That's the Korean fried chicken.
Korean fried chicken.
Listen.
Yeah.
The Koreans know what's up.
Yeah.
With that chicken.
I will go on record and say that's better than black people fried chicken.
Ooh.
But I can't say all black people, but the fried chicken that I've had as a template, Kyochen was better than most black people fried chicken I've had.
Yeah.
That is all.
Yeah. But yeah, we had Ethiopian.
Yes, I forgot about Ethiopian. Yeah. Yep, we were challenging it, man. We were rolling dice, figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed all of them. So I know what to order if I've invited to a, some sort of business food outing with some producer, and they're like, hey, what do you know what you want? I'm like, absolutely. And I go back to my bank account and see what I ordered last time. Okay, I wanted the lamb chops.
You're going to keep it the same?
Yep.
You don't want to experiment with nothing else?
They're like, yeah, you want the octopus? What food has octopus on the menu?
Korean barbecue.
Really?
And like a lot of like seafood, nice seafood platters.
What's a good template? Eritrean is definitely an octopus staple.
Oh, I don't know.
Gotta get your palate up, man. I gotta take her out to get some octopus.
No, I was with my friends at a K barbecue spot, and you know how they bring out the meat for you to cook, and we were like, we're gonna experiment because we're out and we're trying things. They bought, and it was baby octopus, so we're like, yeah, sure, bring the baby octopus.
Still moving?
It wasn't still moving. Might as well been because it was the full shape of the octopus. I thought maybe it'd be cut up. Fried. I thought it was cut up or something, and it was like, you have to cook it. And the whole time, our friend was over there cooking, and we were like, no. And then I can't. Like, sometimes, like, when it comes to certain, I wouldn't be surprised if I ever turned, like, full out vegan. Because certain food just, like, when you really think about it, I'd be like, I'm eating chicken. Yeah. Or I'm eating a cow. What? Yeah. It grosses me out sometimes.
I want to know what is the freshest safest you can eat food? Like, if I was like to my waiter, like, yes, sir, I would like to have the poultry gonglaksha. And you're like, yeah, absolutely. And then you see him walk out into like a glass window. He grab a chicken's neck, like snap his neck off.
The sound effects.
And then he just rip his feathers off. People are like, oh, this is happening now. And then you see him just dip them into like.
Well, you gotta drain it first.
You gotta drain it.
You don't want all that blood, and then you like. My family's half Cameroonian. Well,
so what's the
I just know I was young. I just saw a chicken slaughtered that morning, and then at dinner it was on my plate. Boy. I was like,
So you gotta pre-order it. You gotta like, yo, I think we're gonna have.
Because they prepped it and all that. I don't know what all it took to get it ready, but like, cause you gotta feather it and stuff like that, skin it, get it ready to actually eat, and that's Cameroon where you're cooking. It takes hours. So like, I watch like my cousins and aunties cook in the kitchen, and like sometimes they just grind, like they're actually grinding like the beans and stuff, and you just like, you can't go to the store to get that already done. Like,
I'm that way with HelloFresh. I'm like, God, we got to do a lot of cooking for a 10-minute meal. Sometimes it's like an hour to prepare for a 10-minute meal. It's like, now you have to respect the chefs. Shout out to the chefs out there.
Shout out.
Because if y'all doing it every single day, for people that's like, yo, I said no lemon, no salt. Yeah. Do it again.
You really got to love it.
You have to love it. Yeah, so is that a compliment, or I'd rather not hear you tell me that if the waiter said your chicken was alive this morning, so it's extra fresh? Did you get sad real quick?
Well, I mean, like, I'm sure, especially if it's like properly fed, like organic chicken, like it's probably like a nice fresh like.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, I don't know. Like it because I think a lot of the template chicken has like some sort of. When I eat
chicken in other countries, I'd be like, this kind of gamey. This ain't like, it ain't been plumped like our chicken.
Mm-hmm. Gamey is chewy.
Yeah, it's just like a little, not chewy, more like it tastes like meat. Gamey, like,
no, I don't know what gamey means.
I don't know how to explain
it. You have to game me and tell me what gamey means.
I don't know how to explain it.
If it's, I'm assuming that's chewy, as in like.
It's not chewy. I feel like it's, for me, usually like stringy, like it feels like meat in your mouth, if that makes sense. Is that chewy to you? I've only
had meat in my mouth. Like, this is meat in my mouth.
Like a muscle, like a.
So you feel like if it feels like you can taste the fibers of the muscles. That's wild.
Yeah. Never had to explain it to anyone, so now I feel weird.
Yeah. What is your percentage of being vegan?
Like now?
No, Thursday.
On Thursday, actually, it will be. Like, I can go days without eating meat, but I would say it's still probably like only 30% vegan. Like I do, of course, like most black people, almond milk. And then I do, like, I keep vegan snacks and stuff that I do eat, like the hip peas and just certain food. I just prefer it, like cauliflower pizza, just certain things I prefer or enjoy. And my sister's vegan and we're roomies, so sometimes we share food. Yeah. She
will 100% answer that question, or she just danced around the percentage. So I just asked her, right?
Didn't I say 30?
But you said, but then again, and then you started explaining stuff. As in, like, he's about to say a different percentage.
No, I still with 30, and I was like, I still think it's only 30%.
You said, but then again, and then you started explaining.
And then explaining, like, what was in that 30%.
Okay. 30% being vegan, or 30% being staying a carnivore?
I'm 30%
vegan.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Guess what?
What?
This is episode 10.
Episode 10. We had a milestone.
This is double digits.
Mm-hmm. AKA episode 15, because we had a lot of duds. No, I'm joking.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So something was on Twitter I would like to talk about. I'm on. Give me a number.
17.
Oh, shit, we ain't doing that many. I would say a number between 1 and 5.
Well,
let's do 5. Let's do 5. So there's a guy named DJ Artistic. He had a great idea by saying, "Can we do a hip hop stock market thread?" And he was saying we should treat the artist of any genre today, now, future, past, and use them as stock. Would you buy, sell, or hold on the artist's longevity in career?
Well, I for sure would have had money off Jay-Z.
So, as if today.
Oh, today.
If you have money now, I'm going to give you some names.
Okay.
Would you buy, sell, or hold?
Okay.
We can start with Jay-Z.
Oh, as today? I'm holding.
You're holding.
Yeah. Because
another question is.
Yeah. Are we including like
That's what I was about to say. Are we saying him as a musician or him as a whole? Because we gotta look at him as a business.
Yeah, I see him as a business, like the whole entity.
Okay. So you say hold.
Hold. Okay. For sure.
All right. I would as an artist, I would sell. But as a businessman, I would hold.
Okay.
How do you feel about what's that girl's name? That sings. Yeah, my best friend. Now Bill Bad Bitch.
Sweetie or Doja?
Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. Whew. Like I probably would right now I probably would buy Doja.
You'll buy Doja.
That sounds like a Bitcoin.
Yeah,
like a
Doja,
crypto coin.
Doja
I would buy Doja.
Why do you think that?
And I would say buy because I don't think I would have already purchased, so I couldn't hold or anything. But she's hot. She crossed over to different radio stations. Like she's got different audiences. Her songs be catchy and like even though she's like slightly controversial in her own way, she's still making steady music. Now, is she going to be like a whole business entity? I don't know. But I think as an artist, she has more, and I think it'll be, steady. I don't know if I see her like a Cardi or anybody like that, but I see at least another, like an album, a strong album.
She don't have an album out, does she?
I know.
Have a lot of features.
Yeah.
So let's just go and stay on the consistency of women.
Yeah.
Cardi B.
Cardi, I'm holding.
Oh, you're holding.
I would have already bought her. I am holding because she's now expanding. Of course, we know like she does as an artist, like she's just as a personality. Yes, she's doing things that a lot of artists haven't done, especially when it comes to like politics. She's expanding in her business when it comes to like hair care line. She got a freaking doll. She has her collaboration with was it Reebok?
You say you're holding.
I'm holding. That means
be buying.
I mean, like holding means pretty much you already own it.
But you feel like you gonna buy some more because like I know she's about to take off. Holding is like I don't know what's about to happen.
Well, in this case, then I would buy. Like, I'd buy more. I already have stock, but I can buy more of Cardi. I just, like it's some of the. I think Cardi would be one of those that you would have to buy in right now at a higher rate than a Doja Cat. Doja would be like, like a $50 per share versus Cardi's $279 per share type, or Beyonce's $2,000 per share.
Yeah, and you got to be smart too. You got to buy people when they're at their lowest.
Yeah,
like right now, Kendrick is at his lowest right now.
Yeah,
like, I feel like he hasn't had an album in a while.
So long, come on, Kendrick.
So I feel like I will buy Kendrick now because no one's talking about him.
Do we think Kendrick's gonna come out with another album?
He is.
Please do.
Of course he is. I feel like he's gonna do one of those Beyonce things and have like all these video rollouts.
Yeah.
And then be like, hey y'all, I have a whole album and I have a whole visual for all the tracks.
Did J. Cole give us any visuals?
Yeah, he has. He had a nice rollout. He had. He made an announcement. He got an album coming out. Then he did the LA Leakers thing. Dropped a random freestyle. Then he made the announcement that I would be playing basketball overseas. Yep. And then he dropped 3 videos.
Yeah, I didn't see the videos. I just heard his album. Makes me so proud to be from NC. I'm just going to say. North Carolina stand up.
How about him? Would you stock?
Would I... let's see. I feel like he's graduating away from music, maybe. Like, I feel like this was kind of like, let me give this album. He also said, like, he's done he's done what he wanted to do. Let me try some other things. So I don't know, like, if he's staying to music, but then I don't know if those other things are income generating. They're for the culture for sure.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I would probably buy like a couple shares. I'll hold. I want to see what's happening. Like, this album was phenomenal, but I don't know if it's going to be another 10 years before he does another.
I mean, he could, do some movies, or I don't know if he's a good actor or not. For J. Cole, I would sell.
Yeah.
I would sell. I feel like he, when you make such a statement like, I've done all I can and this is my best album, I feel like he's kind of like I've done all I had.
Yeah.
And he's like 36, 37 now.
But Jay-Z did the same thing to us.
But when he retired, how many great albums he had after that? Okay, that's what I thought. So I would have sold.
Like, I loved American Gangster.
Yeah, that was good because it had a theme with the movie.
Yeah, and then
it's a good album, though.
What was the joint he did with Kanye? The Throne. What's it called?
Oh, Watch the Throne.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's had a couple.
Yeah, you're right. My mistake. Kanye West. Buy, sell, or...
Kanye's going through a divorce. So his album's probably about to be fire.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to have time to be at the studio. Now we're going to hear him whine.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you gotta look at him as a business. Like, you be like, man, he got a couple of scandals. Or, is he wild? Is he okay? His shoes coming out.
Them shoes.
People buy them shoes.
Them Jesus 3s.
Mm-hmm.
He just so weird. I don't know. And weird as like artistic. Like, I really appreciated I appreciate the fact that he tries new stuff and that he really like engages in beauty and I don't know. He's a genius. He is a musical genius. I
put money into him.
I put money in.
I will buy. I would put more because I feel like I've already would have done it. Because I feel like there's no way Kanye is going to go away.
Yeah.
He's going to be consistent. He's like the McDonald's of no, he's not.
I mean, yeah, and he's been putting in that work. He's always been passionate. Mm-hmm. That's why he annoys us all. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like he's that annoying little brother. Well, older brother for me, but
Right.
So, no, I give it. I probably would have invested. I invested more. I probably would have started selling out when he...
start selling out?
Yeah, I probably would have sold a little when he started selling out.
A little or all?
No, I'm not going to say all because
slavery was a choice.
We said slavery is a choice.
Sell!
Sell half of them. 3/4. Keep some of it because I know it's still valuable.
I'm gonna start naming some artists that's dangling. I'm gonna say two more.
Okay.
2 more. I know you look at your little bucket.
No.
Okay.
We're good.
That's dangling. You don't know what's about to happen. Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, man. First of all, let me say I'm really glad he hasn't overdosed yet, and left us. I think he's overdosed, but he hasn't died of an overdose. That's huge because I didn't think he'd make it this far.
Right.
So, and then recently he had a fire verse.
Yeah.
On Drake's album. Nicki Minaj's Beam Me Up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm not buying.
You're not buying?
I'm not buying Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm. You think he's over?
That one verse showed me that he's not completely over, but his last album was questionable.
You ain't heard it.
I heard something.
You heard a track.
Yeah, that's questionable.
Played.
It's questionable. You don't know what I do in my spare time.
You just said I heard, because I'm sure you only heard when I fed it to you while we were cleaning. You sipping your little sparkling tea.
Sparkling water.
2 more people. Eminem, Nicki Minaj. What you would do for those 2?
I'll buy Nicki Minaj.
Really?
Nicki is not going... Like, she just had a baby. She she, like for her to drop her little stuff recently, I feel like she's like, I'm just trying to put my feet back in the water. I don't want y'all to forget. She has a strong fan base. Them barbs are nothing to play with.
Okay.
And I know for a while she was doing like that podcast, and I know for a while she had like some TV deals and stuff. And so I'm interested in seeing what she's doing there. Right. Like developing.
You're buying.
I'm buying it.
All right.
You?
I'm selling.
Selling.
I feel like she's had I feel like she had a great career. Mm-hmm. I feel like she has reached the end of it. Mm-hmm. Hearing her recent verses, I was like, I feel like she's not hungry anymore. She's getting that Mariah Carey vibe.
Oh, jeez.
That that I'm at a throne now, and you guys are beneath me, which is her saying flow from 15 years ago, calling women my sons, and she's not riding the beat no more. And I feel like she's threatened by the other female rappers, and she's not.
Oh, she's for sure threatened. But if she finds the
Jesus,
because I mean, like, I feel like she's embracing, like, even how she was like on the live with Meg Thee Stallion. Like, she's trying to start embracing that.
You got to bring them other women up to keep you relevant.
Yeah. Because we're not about, like, that division. It's not.
You're part of the hip-hop community.
I'm saying as women. We as women. And, yes, it's always part of my culture.
Your culture.
Don't disrespect it.
Give me one bar right now, Twilla.
You don't have to rap to be part of the culture.
I'm asking you. It has nothing to do with the culture. I'm asking you. Can you give the people one bar?
No.
Okay. All right. Eminem.
No, you didn't say anything about Lil Wayne.
Me?
Yeah, buying or selling. Or holding.
I'm holding.
Okay.
I'm holding for Lil Wayne. I'm holding for Lil Wayne, selling Nicki Minaj.
Why holding?
Why holding?
Lil Wayne, because him and Nicki can be. I know his career is way longer than Nicki's, but they're in the career. You don't feel like that.
White people are not gonna let Lil Wayne go anywhere.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne knows his audience is majority white. Lil Wayne still sells out. Lil Wayne can feature for the rest of his life and destroy that artist who he's featuring on.
Okay.
He is a master of combining the most intricate rhymes that was like, how did you figure that out? And he makes it so conversational. Even though his subject matter be all over the place, it's just like, it's so fun to listen to and find how he got here.
Right.
So him as a business person, I don't know quite much what he does or what he invests in.
Other than Young Money.
Right. And he gave us Lil Wayne and he gave us Drake and Nicki. So I'm sure he can keep doing this.
You asked Eminem?
Yeah.
Listen, Gen Z has canceled Eminem.
Really?
They went back to some lyrics from 2015. I feel like somebody was like, "Oh, poor baby, if that's offending you, then you wouldn't have done well during the Slim Shady period." But not to this is just stock market talk. Not to disrespect the man and his talent, but I don't know what he's doing his number wise when he drops albums, but I probably sell.
You'll sell. Wow.
I don't know how relevant he is right now.
Wow. So I will hold, but if his numbers drop, I will 100% sell. I mean, not sell. If his numbers drop, I will 100% buy.
Really? What, you think he's got more?
Every time Eminem comes out with an album, he surpassed Drake. But it's just a spurt.
So then, you would have to, play the game fully. Buy it super low. Album comes out. Cash out. And then...
I would have to play the game. I would be day trading with Eminem. Because I know, white people would not let him go nowhere. It's way more white people in the world that loves Eminem.
Yeah.
Black people just really, really enjoy his flow.
Yeah.
But they don't respect him to call him top 5 because it's like, I'm not letting this white man get in my top 5.
I mean, and we all know and respect that he's talented. It's
they can't do it.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to GOATs, people only gonna say GOATs to their heroes, their genre, their generation. When you hear Snoop say his top 5 is like Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Ice Cube.
Yeah.
When you hear that, and it's like, that's his top 5. Those are the greatest, rappers of his time. And as a 21-year-old who's never heard of them, and they're like, yeah, my top 5 is Lil Baby, Da Baby, Baby, Bad Baby, and you looking like you don't know rap, and it's like, dude, let the brother live.
Yeah, let them enjoy what they got. Yeah,
it's that's their top 5. So you gotta listen to blah blah blah. Same with basketball. There's Oscar Robinson and Wilt Chamberlain and Julius Erving. Like, those are a lot of people's top 5s. But this generation now is like, I never seen them play, so I can't even put them in my
Right. But what's different though is like when a person truly knows stats and truly knows history, no matter how young they are, like they have the foresight. They have the presence to be able to choose people from the now and recognize that's enjoyable, but they also have then the wisdom and the knowledge to be like, but this person, you have to respect this person because they introduced us to this. So I feel like, and that's just like historians, like when people that know sports, like know sports and
right.
stats, their top 5 looks a little different than what somebody who's just aware of what the current situation of sports is.
But you also have to think about their competition as well.
Yeah. Like
Wilt Chamberlain was battling 5'7" white guys.
Yeah.
And he was a freak of nature. He broke the matrix. He was I throw me the ball, I'm going to make it every time because they can't block my shots. Michael Jordan was on the brink of more white people than black people. It was a lot of
Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Go UNC.
Sure. Yeah, I can say Michael Jordan is the GOAT because that's my generation of growing up. The problem is, and it's so hard to determine, there is, after Jordan, there was 10, 15, 30 Jordans after that because they emulated what he was. That's where Kobe came from. Now that we have LeBron, there are hundreds of Jordans in the league.
Yeah.
So now you have to respect LeBron
for sure
because there's so many more Jordans that played like Jordans with the same numbers as he has. They don't get no respect because now you in the ring with a bunch of Jordans. So when you see LeBron still surpass these people that's playing like Jordan, you have to understand it's like, dude, he is so much better than Michael Jordan. But no one can say that because they've never played each other. They're at their prime. And it's one of those things that you will never know. You just gotta kind of just go from just stats, which doesn't really make sense because it's like, who did Jordan play? Who did LeBron play?
They both have Space Jam movies.
That's how you do it. But yeah, so it's one of those things you gotta play with the video game of some video game stimulations. Who's the better player?
And the Space Jam 3 is gonna be Jordan versus LeBron.
It's old vintage.
You said video game stimulation.
Speaking of greatest of all times, my top 5 rappers is going to hurt and be despised by a lot of people because either A, they don't know him, B, they think I'm tripping, or C, you're a hater.
Are you saying your top 5 as in your personal favorites, or your top 5 as in you just know?
It has to be personal favorites.
Okay. Like, I didn't know if you're doing like bars to bars. This is.
So let's define GOAT. The greatest of all time, right?
Yeah.
So great means you can do something that no one has done before. Mm-hmm. You have accomplished things that most people haven't seen or done or heard of, right? So my number 5 is Twista. Right?
I know this. This is why I'm not shocked.
Yeah, you knew this.
Yeah.
Because even though you can try to rap like Twista. You can't just get it out. You can't even write it down because you literally are going to get tongue twist. And you can hear what he's saying. My number 4, I would have to go with Eminem. Eminem's my number 4. Number 3. Kanye West.
Lyricist.
Yep.
Okay.
Number 3, Kanye West. My number 2, Ludacris.
Expound.
Why you don't like Luda?
I love Luda.
Okay.
I personally love Luda.
I grew up Luda.
I just never heard his flow change.
Ooh.
Like,
As in,
I
that's
feel
how
like
he
has
raps?
his rap style, his cadence is like the same on everything. Like, I want to hear it.
As in, you want him to rap softly, like a business, or
I just feel like his songs just all sound the same to me.
Because you probably only heard the same songs.
No, I am from the South. Do not disrespect me. His albums got me through some colleges.
Oh, tomorrow we're gonna play nothing but Ludacris. I'm like, that flow changed. That flow changed.
He's a fun rapper. I appreciate him.
That's me. I love fun.
Yeah, I have fun listening to his albums. His videos were always, kind of up there with Missy, with like the fun. Missy's on another level, but
on another level,
video wise.
Oh,
I said videos. Listen, that's why we have communication issues.
I'm hot.
I see, but okay, Luda, I give it.
Hold on, you think Missy Elliott is a better rapper than Ludacris?
Did I say that?
I just wanted to ask you.
Poll right here. Did I say that?
No. I want you to say.
No, I don't think Missy's a better rapper.
I want to use it as a sound.
I don't think Missy's a better rapper than Luda. Okay. I don't.
We're gonna use that as a sound bite and watch she get chewed out from people, because people don't realize that Missy is not a lyricist. She is an amazing performer.
She's a great performer.
Writer.
She's a fun rapper and a great writer.
Right, but she is trash lyrically.
I think that's just her style.
Right, and you talk about Ludacris style.
I'm not putting her in my top 5.
I would love to hear your top 5.
I ain't got a top 5.
You better figure it out. And my number 1. This is so much pressure because he's very new.
Oh Lord, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not gonna do it.
What am I do?
You're not putting Toby up there.
Put Toby number 1.
As your number 1 rapper, greatest rapper of all times. I love Toby. This is not a diss.
No, because I love Toby because his hard work, consistency, he's telling stories. I feel like I know him. Like, I feel like I've grown up with him. He is literally evolving. I'm evolving with him. I see everything. He's throwing it out on the floor on the mic, and it's like with other people they're just rapping for the sake of rapping and making rhymes. Like, I feel like he's a great storyteller. I know everything about him. So I was gonna say Biggie for number one.
Wait. Your number one, you were like, forget Biggie. He's not even gonna be in the top 5. Let me pull Toby up.
Yep. I would have put Biggie number 5. I would have put Biggie number 5. But I realized that Biggie couldn't do what Twista do.
And you're a Drake fan. Drake is nowhere on that list.
Oh, I forgot about Drake. I am a Drake fan. I think I just wanted to really put Twista in that top 5.
I was like, this list, you need to explain to me.
Yeah. I definitely freestyled it. 100% sure I freestyled it.
I'm going to just put your top 5 as a clip and hear what people have to say.
Okay.
You get chewed out.
Okay. I will repeat it so my soundbite
repeat that.
Is good enough.
Repeat that.
All right. My top 5 rappers are, number 5, I'm going to say Twista. Number 4, I'm going to say Eminem. Number 3, Kanye West. Number 2, Ludacris. And number 1, Toby and Weeway. I said that because these are my favorite rappers. Honorable mention, Drake. I'm sorry, he was not in my top 5. Biggie is honorable mention. I grew up with Biggie. But as I start realizing I can't relate to any of this, because you want to get artists you're relatable to. But I'm not relatable to Eminem. But I feel like I understand. Like, when I think about greatest of all time, I'm always thinking about, could I do this? Can anybody do this? Like, you can't do this. The reason why Ludacris is in there is because he always make me smile, laugh, feel like, man, I love this flow. I love who he is. So yeah.
Wait, I'm confused though.
Go for it, man. Tell me what
I'm gonna just say, okay, so you said your greatest of all time, your favorites, your personal favorites, and then you followed with no one else can do this. Like, I feel like some of those styles can be replicated.
Who? You gonna say Ludacris?
I love Luda. I'm just
who's rapping like him?
I said it can be replicated. Like, what is it that stands out about Luda's raps that make you feel like no one can do this? Not saying no one hasn't or no that someone else has. I'm just saying, what about it is one of those skills that stand out? Like, I can understand Twista, I can understand M.
Yep. What about Ludacris that no one can do?
Yeah.
Can last this long? Pause. He's been in the game 25 years. Consistent.
When's the last time you heard an album?
That would be the Ludiverse, which came out 4 years ago. Dropped a bunch of singles. But he's in the Fast Furious franchise, man, dropping singles on that.
Okay. Listen, I said I don't have a top 5, so.
Well, you gonna figure it out. Go for it.
Dion. Let's see. Coming in at number 5.
Okay.
Beyonce.
You know what? I know he's gonna say that. She's not a rapper, but let me ask you this though. Since you're a huge Beyonce fan, tell me your least favorite single from Beyonce. That you was like, I hate when they play this song.
Hold on. It was from, I think it was off Dangerously in Love. What was it? Me, Myself, and I.
Really?
That was my least favorite Beyonce song.
And all of them.
Mm-hmm. Like, I can sing it now, but I was just like, me, myself, and I.
No, that's not. No, it's like me, myself, and I, and a man in the wind, man. You did not say that.
That's not the song I'm talking about.
That's the same lyrics. Hold on, you just said me, myself, and I.
The song.
What song was I singing? Me, myself, and I, then a mind in the wind, but a mile, but there ain't no bumping now. In the mind in the wind,
maybe we are singing we are singing the same thing. But I was doing the bridge. Me, myself, and I. Okay. Anyway. Beyonce, we could say she's not a rapper, but she be rapping. She be flowing on her stuff.
I'm sure somebody writes for her.
She gets songwriting credits on all her stuff.
I got a great question for you. And it's about this.
Okay.
People consider Beyonce the GOATess. I said the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, right? Mm-hmm. She's great. She's phenomenal. Great work ethic. But people disrespect Drake because he has writers. Mm-hmm. But they can't call him the GOAT because he don't write his own raps. So why are we considering Beyonce the greatest of all?
I'm not people. You said people.
What? You think she's great?
Like, I personally think it takes skill. Like, even if somebody was to write something for me right now, it takes a certain level of skill to be able to perform and rap and own that, right?
So why can't Drake be called the GOAT? Because they say he don't write his own raps.
Well, I mean, so in order for me to consider, well, Cardi B don't always write her own raps.
That's what I'm saying. So
whose rule is this?
Right. So people were like, man, I can't consider Drake as the greatest of all time because he don't write his own raps. Like Beyonce don't write his own rap. Jay-Z definitely. But like Janet, Mariah Carey, like a lot of these singers.
Well, those singers are to sing. So I guess if you're thinking about rap in the form of its origin, where it was like really people came up with it to. They were the poets. They wrote it. They talked about like what was around them, and then they rapped about it. If we're being purists from that standpoint, I get it.
So if you're just a performer and you can sing your butt off, like imagine if I don't know if Whitney Houston wrote her songs, but she's considered the greatest of all time, right?
Yeah.
So if Whitney Houston never wrote a song, is she?
Yes, because singing is a different art than rapping. Like the origins of singing are different than the origins of rap music.
What's the origin?
I just talked about the rap, right? Mm-hmm. Singing has been around forever, and it's always been a writer. I mean, like you do have singer-songwriters, but there are also like writers who simply just write, or people who just compose for the singer, even going down to opera music. Mm-hmm. Like it's always been, that's just been the order. You never really had to write. Being a writer doesn't mean that you can have a beautiful voice to go with it. But for example, rappers are poets. So if you went to a poetry show and you found out like this dope slam poet didn't write his stuff, it takes away. Like, it's like, oh, you front, you fake.
But what if somebody wrote the hook? That's considered somebody writing for him. Like, yo, I like that hook. Can I rap to that? I'm going to buy that hook from you. And that's what happened with Drake. A lot of times people take his hook. Mm-hmm. They can take the hook from somebody. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I like that hook. I want to rap to that. But it's like he's considered a writer. Anyhow, now we're going to start the show. Welcome.
I'm like, sir, our show has been. This is the show.
That's funny.
We'll do one in the bucket. One in the bucket. But my top artist, Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Out of all of them.
Jay-Z is my number one, always and forever. In between, I wasn't a huge. You know what? I'm gonna put Busta Rhymes.
Never liked all his albums. I'm a single fan when it comes to Busta Rhymes.
I know that about you, about singles.
Here's a fun fact about Dion Lack, and I'm not afraid to admit this. Drew Hill is my number one R&B group of all time.
Lies.
Drew Hill is my number one group of all time. The problem is I've never heard an entire Drew Hill album. I've heard Cisco's whole album, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. Cisco's first album is greater than all Drew Hill's albums.
Cut the camera. We gotta go.
We're and I haven't even heard of all.
We're not even doing this.
Because y'all compare the 3 albums that Drew Hill has when it comes to them singles. That they had like 10 singles. Imagine having like 3 on those 3 albums. But Cisco's album, consistently fire. All 9.
And Drew Hill's was too, except for that last Drew Hill situation that came out where the members changed.
It was 5 members.
Yeah, but the other one, yeah.
But collectively, all their singles I love, and I felt like I didn't need to hear the album.
Not loyal at all.
Not loyal. You're right.
Not loyal at all.
What's your?
Oh, I have 2 more. I said Busta.
Jay-Z, Beyonce, Busta Rhymes.
And I would
Lauryn
say...
Hill?
Listen. You're feeding me, but yes. That first album and only... Well, no, I'll say 2. Album. I'll say 2 because she had her Unplugged, and her Unplugged had different songs.
But she wasn't rapping.
She was rapping and singing. Mostly singing.
All right.
Off one album, the fact that she can hold her own... I, for the very, very longest, would have put Pac up there. But I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I want to put up there.
Have you heard an entire Pac album?
Yes.
What about Nas? You see, like Nas.
You know what? I really liked Illmatic. And I also liked Street Disciples, which nobody else liked. And I also really like I like groups like Black Star, like Mos Def and Talib Kweli. Mm-hmm. Like those albums got me through. Oh, Common. I know people hate on Common, but Common, he's in my top 5.
That's your top 5.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Period.
I'll send this clip to Common with me and my boy right there. Shout out to some Rashad. What's his name? I forgot his real name. I'll try to be cool.
You tried it.
We did it in the rap.
Yeah. Okay, we only have time for one of these because our conversation was long today.
Right. What does cocaine smell like? Okay.
Dion.
All right. Let's talk about sex.
Woo!
Baby. All right. Recently, Billy Porter opened up about his HIV diagnosis. Oh, I did not know this. He was first diagnosed 14 years ago. Why is it that we don't hear about HIV anymore?
Yeah.
Great question.
Yeah.
When did he
he did an interview recently with Hollywood Reporter. And he was talking about how he kept it a secret so long from like castmates and, friends and even his own mom. But he decided that he should speak about it. He should be a vessel and he should show people hope and that you could live like this. And he talks some in that interview about questioning, like, why am I still here? Like, out of all the people who have died from this, why am I still here? And I just, I applaud him for being that person who's brave enough to put it out there because, when we were young and even still now, I feel like there was such a stigma surrounding HIV.
With the homosexuals?
Yeah, not even it was for some, it was just like a dirty disease, and people judged you and not realizing that you could get it from blood transfusions or parent to child transmissions and things like that.
On the record, it is a dirty disease. Keep going. What, you think it's a
no, I mean like dirty in the sense of like you had to be a dirty, vile, disgusting person to get it. Like they judge your lifestyle based on that. And so it was like either you're like, first of all, like homosexual relationships were vilified. And then also you had like, and people just assumed like drugs and dirty needles and stuff like that. And like I said, like there's been many cases, especially like back in the day, not as often now, but where people got it from like simple blood transfusions, or that they were born to an HIV positive mother and things like that. So, yeah, and I feel like we don't hear about the diagnosis, and we hear all the jokes like Magic Johnson's been healed, like he don't even have HIV anymore. But there's really real talk that like there's medicine that can reduce it almost to the point where it's not showing up. Like it doesn't go away. It's not a curable disease, but that you can live a lifestyle and not transmit to others if you take care of it and detect it early.
I kind of feel like it's being diluted. I mean, I feel like there's no new strain of HIV or AIDS. I feel like since the late 80s when it first, dropped like an album, it was at the most potent because it was definitely, what's it called, orchestrated? What's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? It was government made. What? Come on, help me, Twilla.
I'm following.
It was created, right? Like, there's no way that this was a plant that did this or whatever. It was made, and I feel like when it was made, it was at its strongest, and that's when it spread the quickest, the hardest, and people were dying quickly at that time. And I feel like when you keep passing it on through generation to generation, it just starts to lose its power. Just like I feel like that's why I feel like about COVID. I feel like when it first dropped, people are dying so much quicker. But when you keep passing it down, that sort of sickness.
Unless you're in India, because they got a whole new strain. It's bad.
Somebody said, no, we're going to brew this. Somebody had two vibes like, COVID-19? Yeah. You want to drop that one too? Nah, we're going to wait till it start dying now, and then we're going to drop that 2020. But yeah, I feel like if it just keeps getting watered down. When people get COVID now, I feel like you got like 26 generations of the original strain inside your body that has been diluted from the health of someone else's, body or, whatever. But I feel like that's how I feel about HIV. I feel like it's not at the strongest. It can knock someone out. And the fact that it's being even out with the medicines, the modern day medicines.
I think that people are getting very comfortable with medicines. I will say, has it been proven that HIV was man-made? That's my question.
That's a great question. I feel like it because where else could it come from?
I mean, like any other disease, like diseases are like they happen.
I feel like diseases are the mixture of bacterias, body, diets, and like the concoction of like bad health. Like there's a reason why herpes is only on your genitals, and not only, but like it's in that area of genitals. So I feel like bad hygienes and bacteria, virus, like all that happened, and then they had sex, and that got passed on. Like, I feel like that is created by just bad hygienes or
I think, sure, yeah, bad hygiene can play into it. But there's also things like, evolution and strands and things like that actually happens. And, like we're still finding new creatures in the sea. So we,
right.
Like
but
new
strands. Just think about the origin of things. Like where did herpes come from? like that's not like a syphilis and chlamydia. I feel like these has to be.
But like some things like herpes in certain areas can be just like some similar to the common cold. Like you take a sip from somebody else.
Where did it come from? What I'm saying is like, it comes from either like a concoction of viruses, bacteria, bad hygienes, dirt, something that mixed that up, that created that.
I fell asleep in biology class, so I'm gonna just
say. Why would they be talking about that in biology class?
Have you not taken biology?
Yes,
like
but they'll be like, let's talk about the origin of syphilis.
They'll talk about origin of diseases and stuff like that.
I'm looking up this tonight.
Please do. AP Bio and then like the microbiologies and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
I love origin stories. I love how did they figure out that poison ivy was not edible? How did they figure out that kale was delicious or not delicious?
Or is it? Yeah. So I would just say with that, because I do think I was really, moved by Billy Porter and his story, and having had done work in the past with people who have been orphaned due to HIV and AIDS, with the nonprofit that I used to work with, and seeing like whole generations on the continent of Africa wiped out by HIV, and like knowing people personally who lived with it, currently live with it, or passed through complications from it, I think is very important that we remind people that, hey, this is still out there, and is one of those sexually transmitted situations that wrap it up. Like, people don't say wrap it up like they used to in the 90s. Right. And I think it's very important to just be like, hey, protect yourself. Somebody being on birth control doesn't, protect you from diseases. Right. And so if you're going to do it, if you're going to have sex, be smart with it, especially if it's like a partner that you don't know or know that you can trust like that. Right. And just because he says or she says she's clean.
Right. If
you're gonna, we're just going to be believing people all of a sudden?
Only do oral. That's my word of advice. So, no, I'm joking. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And we're going to end on this question. How can you contract HIV?
It can be through sex.
Through sex.
It could be it's a blood related one. So like if any reason you get close to like dirty needles or something.
Close to dirty needles.
Not close to, but injected
syringes.
Yeah, thank you. And you can also like transmit from like mother to child.
Mother and child. All right. And you said blood transfusion?
Mm-hmm. Right. Which is a form of like anything that touches the blood directly.
Right. So with these 4 options, the one that sucks is the mother to child, right? Mm-hmm. The other 2 is self-inflicted. As in, you did that. You had sex with that person without condom. And the other one is syringes. This one, what is the odds of you having a blood transfusion with a doctor that didn't switch?
Or a hospital that didn't switch, yeah.
Right.
Like I said, I believe those are less common, but also we live in the United States. So there are places where it doesn't have the same health situation that we have.
Right. So when you say it has a negative, HIV has a negative rap, it's like because most of the things that you can get HIV from is...
Right. But people assumed, especially in the 80s, that HIV was a gay person's disease only, not realizing that it could be transferred between men and women,
It's like the origin of COVID. They said it's airborne. It's the early stages of COVID, figuring it out.
But I feel like a lot of that still stuck around. Like, you still hear stuff like that. And so, and there's a reason people aren't talking about, like, people act like people aren't living with it. Like, we still have billboards in our communities that be like,
wrap it up.
Yeah, like to remind people that this is a possibility. But then, like, you will talk to people who will be like, condoms, what's that? Like, yeah. So it's just.
I know a lot of my male friends never wear condoms.
Are they with the same partner usually?
I mean, that's 50-50.
See,
I'm no snitch.
Just saying, ladies, gentlemen.
Don't date any of Dion's friends. No, yeah. Condoms have become. I would not put stock in condoms.
That's so bad.
Because people are not buying them anymore.
That's so horrible.
Anyhow.
It's been a great conversation.
Great conversation, man. Random ass conversations.
Yes.
With Twilla and Dion. And again, she printed out the paperwork.
Guess what? We're actually low on ink. But we're low on color ink and not black ink.
Racist. Colored ink.
And I only use black ink, so
that's the reason why you shouldn't be using black. Because the black
we're out of color stuff. We can't print in color. Oh. Anyway, just be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Please leave comments. I want to hear from y'all. We get some funny comments here and there. People text us. That's always fun.
Yep.
Or send messages. Yeah.
Shout out to my dad. He calls every single time when these episodes air and we talk about what happened. So shout out to Dad.
Shout out, Dad.
I'll be seeing you this year.
Yay.
Very soon.
Yay. And until next week.
Toodaloo.